Hey, up here. Hurry up, Willie. I'm just trying to get this spawn peak off. I'll meet you inside in a second. Hey up, troops. It's alyttletontwitch here again with another video, and this time we're going to look at how to set up and defend Consulate. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm aware that Consulate isn't everybody's favorite map in the map pool. I actually don't mind it. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite map by any means, but I think it suffers from the fact that it's one of the most long-standing maps that hasn't really changed that much over the years. You know, you look at like Canal or Theme or Chalet. They've had changes over the years which have made them a little bit more balanced. Whereas with Consulate, it's been the same, well, very similar since day dot. So I think it suffers from that a little bit, but I still think it's a good map. So as usual, then we'll go through all 4 sites. We'll go through the reinforcements, the rotates, the lines of sight, and anything that whilst I'm blabbering on, I can think that's useful to tell you about defending that site as well. But other than that, I think that's enough waffling. Let's get stuck into it. Right then, we're on Consulate. We're going to start with CEO. However, this is a much more difficult site to defend than I think people think it is, if that makes sense. A lot of people go here as the default site. I think this is up there with the most difficult sites to defend. Starting with the reinforcements then, we've used 6. We've got 1 in connector there. 2, 3 on the 2 left-hand sides of the quad wall. 4, 5, and 6. Now, before we get into the rotates on the main part of the site over there, I'm just going to go through admin and this area that we're in here called copy. It's, in my opinion, essential that you hold on to this area of the map. Now, I'm just going to show you one quick angle before we get stuck into it, and this is so good, right? So you go right into the corner of admin like this, into the back left corner, the northeast corner, okay? And you go prone here, and you can do this with an impact grenade, but it is better with a shotgun or a bailiff. And you want to shoot out the floor between these cabinets, okay? So you see these 2 cabinets on the floor. Shoot out the floor here. Like so. And you want to get rid of this. See a little bit of floor there and there. Okay, now, what you can see there is the door into Visa below admin. If I just jump on the default cam quickly. There we are. You can see that's the door we're looking at there. You can see us above. That's the door. You can now hold anyone coming into admin, into Visa below from admin. It's a really strong angle. Pretty much where they walk in from where you're looking now is head height. It's a really good place to hold. So when you're holding admin, you want to open the hatch for a kickoff because it just means nobody's safe in there. And you can also hold this tight little angle if anyone's going to try and walk up the stairs. Whilst you're also holding admin, I recommend making these holes. Because if nobody pushes admin, if you're still in admin on your own, you can now hold the hatch, you can hold the door into Visa below, and you can hold the jump in from the projector windows, which you can't quite see from here, I don't think. No, you can't quite see the windows, but they're just, you know, the double windows that people often jump in. You can now hold that from here as well as the stairs, obviously. In my opinion, it's imperative that you hold on to admin. Now, the reason we reinforce this, and we're going to make a rotate here as well. Like so. The reason you hold on to this is you can play in break room if you want to. It's pretty dangerous because you've got this window here, and you've got the 2 windows in Visa just to get pelted. Some people play a mirror here. It's pretty dangerous. I don't like holding this. I do this as like a sort of first 30 seconds of the round type thing. You want your rotate here so you can escape if you need to, but be aware you can be seen from this window and from this window. This is only really a way out if someone comes onto the copy window. I'm going to talk a lot of nonsense about this map, by the way. I'm going to do a lot of digressing because there's a lot of things that I think need to be known, but there's a really good spawn peek you can do from copy window or printer window. It's called printer. Is there a printer in here? I don't actually think there's a printer in here. Why is it called printer? I don't know. Is that printer paper? Was there a printer in here at some point? I don't know. Anyway. You see this? Let me just move this as well. You see this wall here? So that's where the attackers, if they come this side, are going to walk around. So you're going to shoot them whilst they're here behind the tree. It's really difficult as an attacker to see this window and to see this spawn peak. And there's another one on bathroom, which I'll show you shortly as well. It's a really strong spawn peak. Only hold it for like 15 seconds at the start of the round, and if no one's there, get away. You definitely want this wall reinforced because when you have to give up admin, the next, which probably will happen at some point because it's a, you know, a strong point for attackers to take. Once you have to give up admin, you can now play here instead, and you're safe behind this reinforced wall. So now you can play here and defend that side, or defend this side onto that wall. Even like holding this area of the map here is really strong. No one can come up yellow stairs, no one can come up spiral, no one can come up Visa, no one can come through out from admin. The really strong area of the map to hold. You want one of your strongest defenders holding this area. So don't just give up the east side of the map. I see people doing that all the time where they just don't even bother with admin and visa. And like the attackers have this whole side of the map control within 30, 40 seconds. So make sure you hold over there. In terms of the rest of the map, the rotates that you want to look at are here. Into projector. It's called meeting room officially, but most people call it projector. Is there a print? I mean, there was no printer in printer. Oh yeah, that's a pretty big giveaway, that massive light. And then we want a rotate here. You usually want to do a walk-in rotate here because it is a rotate that's going to get used quite a lot. And then I generally just do a small line of sight that side. Now, when it comes to defending this side of the map, you can. I think someone should always be playing in projector because from projector you can hold various parts of the back of CEO from here as well. Now I know the angles aren't great because that reinforced wall is going to block off the windows, but that's exactly what it's there for. You don't want someone rappelling on that window being able to see all the way through into projector. But you want someone here defending this to defend these windows and any CEO and these stairs if necessary. But connect is a difficult place to play because this is such a power position to defend the back of CEO windows, which is where a lot of the push comes from. The problem is, of course, is the bathroom window is about, well, let's find out for sure. Bathroom window's there. So you're in line to get wallbang from the bathroom. You've got the connector window itself that you've got to worry about. The difficult place to play, but it's a real power position. So if you can, try and play around here. But the other lines of sight that you want to look at, which I do, and you're more than welcome to reinforce maybe one of these walls if you want to. I don't like doing it. It will, if you reinforce this wall, as we've just shown, it will stop anyone getting an angle into projector, into connector from the bathroom window. But I personally like making holes along the feet here. Now no attacker can rappel into bathroom without having the little ankles on show. The other thing I like doing is making a rotate here. Like so. And anyone then, you really want to have someone playing, probably Jaeger or Wamai, playing top yellow stairs. And then you make feet holes here. And then you can hold the jump in. If anyone rappels in the CEO, you can hold that from here as well. Obviously, you've just got to watch the skylight. And you can also make a line of sight here as well. And you can then hold CEO from here as well. This is probably the strongest position. You can't do much about the projector from here. But you can practically defend CEO from here. You can stop anyone coming up yellow stairs. You're definitely going to want some kind of like proximity sensor here, or some barbed wire, or a goo mine, or a Malusi Banshee, or something to let you know someone's coming up the stairs. You're going to get naded like absolute mad from the skylight, so just make sure you've got Wamai magnets up high. Make sure you don't put your magnet here, because obviously the grenade's going to get dragged down to get your magnet away. Also, if you're playing Wamai and you're playing this kind of area, put one magnet over there and one magnet over here. Because what you don't want to do as Wamai is put like 3 magnets there, and one grenade gets caught by one magnet and destroys the other 2. So make sure you spread the magnets out. If you're playing ADSs and playing Jaeger, just put them on this wall here. Obviously the window as well. But from here, if you've got someone who's patient, you don't want to be peeking the skylight within like, you know you have those players who just can't help but peek everything. Absolute twitchers. You know, they can't just relax for 20 seconds. They've got to be running around like this all the time. We all know the players. Don't have that player playing this area. This player's got to be super, super, super patient. We know there's going to be people on skylight, and it's so hard to not peek this like that, or to not just be like, okay, let's have a quick look. But the guy on the skylight is literally just going to be like this the whole round. Like he's waiting for you to get bored before he does, or waiting for you to get bored before she does. Don't be that person who gets bored first, especially when you're playing defense. Be that boring person. Right, so that's pretty much the site. I know we've gone on quite a lot on this site. We're 8 minutes into the video. However, well, we're 8 minutes into this site. There's a lot to talk about. Just because how much I've been through so far and how much there is to defend, you can, and how much there is to do and set up, you can see how difficult it is to defend. I don't think it's the best site. Everyone plays it first for some reason. But yeah. One more thing I'm going to tell you. When you're, and this isn't defensive, by the way, this is an attacking thing. When you're attacking and you're attacking CEO, and if you've got someone who's got claymores, bring the 2 claymores, right? Make sure you've got like a nomad or a gridlock or something to stop the run out on the yellow stairs door. Put 1 claymore facing the garage here and put 1 claymore facing the garage here. I know that sounds ridiculous, right? But you get people, either an Oryx or an impact grenade, that will impact that garage, and rather than running out of here, they'll run out of the garage to kill the people on rappel. putting those claymores down will get you so many kills, because a lot of people do the run out. I've only got 5 shotgun shells. That would be okay. So they'll throw an impact grenade like this, and then run out here, and then try and kill you on rappel. And obviously, if you're not upside down, then you can't turn around and fight back. It's like a free kill. So just put like 1 claymore here, and 1 claymore here. Don't put it right next to the door, because if they impact it, it'll get destroyed. But I can guarantee you, once they impact it and run out, they're absolutely not looking for a claymore. So yeah, that's an attacking tip, and this is how to defend Consulate, but don't worry about that too much. So yeah, that's about it really. There's a lot to go through. The places you definitely want to be holding on to is yellow stairs. Don't give this up, and don't give up admin too easily. Right, I think that's enough for this site. Let's move on. I think we all know what the first thing to do on this site is. Shoot the radio. Right, we're getting started with the basement then, and I've done the reinforcements. We'll go through those first as usual. We've got 3 on the main breach. 1, 2, 3. We've got 1 on this wall here going into cafe, and 1 on the middle wall of the triple walls of security, and then this one here on the right hand side of the security door as you look at it, and then we've got 2 hatches. 1 hatch here and 1 hatch here. So this hatch here is in bathroom upstairs, and this hatch here is the one by circle desk at the front door upstairs. Now when it comes to rotates, we want 2 on this site at least. Put you 1 into security here. Make 2 lines of sight here, so you can hold the breach from both angles, or yellow stairs if you need to. Also, if this is going to be you playing smoke or Tachanka here, just make some holes slightly higher up, and then from here you can start, if this was a smoke grenade or Tachanka, you know, you can start throwing things. That's a terrible throw. You can start throwing things down to the front of the breach. Don't throw your C4 like I just did. The other lines of sight that you're going to want is this one here. And the reason we do this is because now from here, you can hold the bottom of spiral stairs. As someone's coming down spiral stairs, and they see that there, you're going to be way further back than that. Like, you're not going to be here, you're going to be further back. So you can be like back here. So they can only see up to, like, say here. You're going to be back here, so you're going to be able to see them way before they can see you if there's anyone comes down spiral later on. Obviously, just be careful. Don't stand here, because you're going to be seen. So, what else we need to do on this site? I'm just going to show you a way of getting a quick free kill. And I cannot stress to you how easy this is, okay? We're going to use the default camera that's upstairs in Visa. We're going to be in this area here, so let me just find that camera quickly. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to look at this camera, and you can see where my cursor is now, just to the left of the fire extinguisher. There's a bit of a change in the wall pattern. Like, you can see the wall goes left a little bit, so you get that line. So you want to line it up slightly before there, where that 1 ping is, and have a look there. You want to line it up about here. You want to put a C4 there. Now, I'm not going to put the C4, I'm just going to fire a shotgun hole. Because now I'm going to go upstairs and show you where it is upstairs, and I'm going to show you why you get a free kill every time. Honestly, it's every egg a bird. I know we say free cheese, we say every egg a bird, we say 99 times out of 10. Way up. However, this works. Honestly, it's ridiculous. You can see where that C4 was, right? Every attacker, when you drone into Visa, right, the first thing you do is you drone in and you make sure it's clear. Every attacker walks in and goes like this, and then goes about the business. Every single attacker walks in, side on like this, stops about here, shoots that camera for a split second, and then goes about what they wanted to do. That split second they stand still, you've got a little present underneath waiting for them. You don't need Valkyrie, you don't need Pulse. All you need is this default camera and a C4, and I'm telling you, it works every time. So, yeah, do that. In my opinion, you definitely need somebody upstairs, either top floor or upstairs on the middle floor here, just defending the middle floor. If you give up piano too easily, I think it's too easy for the attackers. If you do want to hold the top floor, I'm just going to show you that. You know when we showed you the copy spawn peak? I'm just going to show you the bathroom spawn peak. It's almost exactly the same. So we're going to use the tree as cover. This will disappear in a second. Bear with me. There we go. We're going to use this tree as cover, and the attackers are going to appear either here, to the left of the tree there, or over here. Now, I don't recommend ADSing and guessing which one of the two, because as you can see, the holographic housing covers the other angle up if we ADS one or the other. So just look like this, give it sort of 10 seconds, and if no one turns up, get out of there, because what you don't want to do is hang around for too long, because people spawning that side of the map are going to see you at this window at some point. So, I recommend you getting up here, I recommend you opening the hatch, and at the start of the round, open this window, and just let them know you're there. And you know how much of and this is, I don't want to keep saying in lower elo, because I sound it's like a bit insulting. I'm like, you can fool people in lower elo by doing this, but Higher elo people won't care that you're up here to begin with. They will come and clear you out, and they'll probably come along this angle here to clear you out, or from connector. However, if you've got lower elo people, right, you're generally going to have someone behind this car. You're going to have a Cali holding the breach or something like that from back here, or a Glaz. If you're just up here, right, and you don't have to go like this and put your face in the window, just go like that and fire some shots, and I guarantee you that that person outside is going to do this at the window for the next 40 seconds, waiting for you to peek again. And you don't have to peek again. You've wasted enough time there by doing that. And then, you know, in another 30 seconds, go like that. And just let them know that you're there and that they haven't got an area they can feel safe back here, and just hold the breach. If you're playing someone with impact grenades, and you're on this hatch here and there's nobody in piano, obviously, use this, like, sort of pattern in the floor here as a guide. I'm not going to be able to open it from here, but that will give you a line of sight down onto the white van below where the default plant spot is. So if you throw an impact here, I'm going to go up and show you because we're not time constricted. It's going to make the video longer, but you know what? Sod it. I want to show you. I'm going to make sure we do it right. So if you've got a spare impact and you're up here, and Legion especially is good here because you can throw Legion mines through the floor beams. So that's the default plant spot there, the white van, yeah? So anyone planting there, good night, Vienna. So when it comes to defending downstairs, you definitely want somebody over on the east area of the map, which is the archives area at the back, because you don't want anyone dropping those hatches early doors. There is an argument to reinforce that this wall, by the way, if you want to. I don't all the time, but sometimes I do. Oh, one more thing. I haven't put the rotator here. You need a rotator here. I should have probably told you that. This is really poor now. I feel like I've let myself down. Don't think less of me because I didn't tell you all the rotators to begin. Right, look at this cabinet. I'm just going to cough. Bear with me. Excuse me, I'm still recovering. I'm leaving that in. I'm not editing that out. That's staying in. Look at this cabinet, the shelving unit. This red writing here, right? Make a punch hole there. Oh, trust me, always pick the strut in the wall. From here, you can now hold the cafe door, or from the other side, you can hold down the side of white van. It's really good because from here, I know I've made 3 punch holes there, so it's a bit obvious, but when you only make 1, it's less obvious because it's a bit like a brown table, so it's a bit easier to look through. And also from this side, it's hidden in amongst the shelving unit, in amongst the boxes. Like as you're coming past here and you don't know it's there, you know, it's not the easiest thing to see, is that even though we know it's there, it's still hard to see. Your power positions here, by the way, are behind white van and up here, using these angles. If someone starts mavericking the wall here and makes a line across here to maverick trick the wall, get on the car and you can look over and you can see the maverick and you can see other players that are out there and they're not expecting it because they think, oh, the line's up here, no defender can see out of there. Well, if you get aggressive, you can get on here and you can start seeing out of the maverick holes early. Obviously, don't just put your head in the middle of the breach for no reason. This is probably just one of the strongest areas to play here. You can put a shield. I'm playing mute here, so I can't show you, but you can put a shield on here across that line there, and then from there you can hold the breach and you can step back to here and use the shield and hold yellow stairs if you need to. Please don't ever go prone behind this because you can get, even though it doesn't look like it from here, if you're prone behind there and someone comes down here, it's very easy to see you underneath there, so don't go prone there because you'll get absolutely deaded. Other than that, there's not really much else to tell you about this site. I think this is stronger than the CEO site. Obviously, this is your main concern to begin with, but don't forget, by the way, if you're attacking, opening this hatch and pushing from the back side here as well is also a really, really strong way of attacking this side, so good luck with it. Okay, so on to circle desk and piano now, or press room and lobby, as it's known in the game. In terms of reinforcements, we've used 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that only covers downstairs. I haven't reinforced any hatches and I don't recommend that you reinforce any hatches. However, there is an additional reinforcement that we'll talk about when we go upstairs. It's optional if you hold upstairs, but I really do think holding upstairs in this map, on this side, sorry, is really, really important. We'll just talk about the lines of sights and rotates downstairs quickly and then we'll go upstairs. So, rotate out a bathroom. A line of sight here. Don't reinforce this wall, by the way. Leave that soft. That's not the best rotate I've ever made in my career, is it? Jeez, Andy. Make 1 shotgun hole here on this angle and you'll go through both walls. So you can see yellow stairs now. And if we go back here and go prone, from here now we can hold yellow stairs if anyone comes up through yellow stairs. Always open the hatch. Remember though, if you do open the hatch, you're going to be able to hear the radio. As you can hear there. So what I do when I'm prepping the site, I'll open the hatch, I'll go downstairs, destroy the radio, and then come back up. That's how much I hate radios. And if you've got a shield, put it here, along this line, like here, and then you can hold the door from here. If you play mute like I am now, you can mute out, just muting off this front door causes attackers so many problems, because there's at least 3 attackers that want to just hold the front door with like glass or something sometimes. Cover that off, that covers the front door completely. That's a nightmare for them. You do want to be opening the hatches in my opinion, because you need ways of getting out if you need to. It's only a Maru that can come up a hatch, so if you haven't got a Maru then you don't have to worry about it. You use the hatches to your own advantage. This one in particular, if you know someone's like on yellow stairs or you know someone's on benches, you can drop here. Get rid of this. You can drop that hatch, come around here and then aggress onto benches and Z or Z, whatever you want to call it, and bomb spiral there. What I find quite amazing on this site is that nobody seems to take Ace or a banner, come to this window and open that wall. No one seems to do that, because bathroom on this site is the stronghold, right? That's where your defenders, like all the anchors are in here, they feel safer. It's an easy place to defend from. Obviously, you got to watch the windows and stuff, but you can hold the front door here, you can hold yellow stairs, you can hold the hatch. It's a really good place to defend from. But no one seems to ever just go to that window with Ace and throw a Salma charge at that wall, which would be a really easy way of just getting everyone in bathroom struggling. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why people don't do that, but anyway. This side of the map is not too important on this site, I don't feel, on this floor, because the only way you can get here is from this door. So you've got to have something, you know, either like a Banshee or something, or a Goo Mine or some barbed wire, or even barricade this off if you want to. But yeah, that side of the map, you don't have to hold that too much. But that's the downstairs. Let's get upstairs, because this is where it gets fruity. So you want your same rotate that we had when we defended upstairs. You want to open the hatch. You want to open the CEO hatch as well. And now bear in mind, this room pretty much copies, give or take, what piano looks like below. And then the same again for projector here. This is kind of an almost carbon copy, you can see there, of what's below in main lobby. You've just got to remember, this is where the circle desk is, and this is where the front door is. So what you can do is you can make holes onto the front door. If you want to hold the front door, don't make your holes here. Yes, you can hold the front door from here. Hang on, where is it? Am I on top of the no, the fan. You can hold the front door from here, but it's just not a very good place to hold it from, because you're stood right in front of the windows, and if anyone comes up the stairs, you're going to be seen. So instead, make a longer line of sight here. You know, just a bit further back where you've got some cover. You can also see further back then as well. So you can hold a bit further away from the door. You don't have to wait for the attackers to come through the door to get a shot on them. So you can see there, it's a decent angle. You can then also see the door from here if you need to, but don't put your feet in the hatch, whatever you do. You can also get an angle onto, if you ping the door here, you can also get an angle this way onto the door the other side. So from there you can hold that door, you can hold this door. What I do recommend, even though I've done the wrong thing in my opinion there, I recommend making the line of sight for the front door there, and then make the line of sight for this door like here. So you're not stood in front, so you're not looking this way and you can get a shot from here, and you're not looking this way, you can get a shot from front door. Don't line the two line of sights up, does that make sense? Like if you want to cover that door as well, make it here, and then you can hold it from here, and you're not going to get shot through these holes, you know what I mean? So you haven't got to look both ways at once. So when it comes to holding upstairs, the reason I mentioned I haven't done a reinforcement, I normally reinforce this wall as well. And it just means that someone, like I said when we were defending CEO, someone can't just go on CEO rappel here and shoot all the way through into projector, which is where you're probably going to be playing. If you can take a castle, I'd usually take a castle here, castle that off, castle connector window off, possibly even castle bathroom window off, or make a line of sight, or do something so you can just, probably the lines of sight again, so if anyone does go in there, you can see the feet from here. This room here in particular is probably the most important room to hold on this site. So yeah, make sure you've got a couple of ADSs up here protecting whoever it is that's holding it. Make sure they've got a shotgun. So castle's ideal, really. Sorry, I just had to cough again there. I'm still recovering. We're leaving it in. We're not editing it. Yeah, castle's ideal, really. He's got a shotgun. He can open his own hatches and lines of sights and rotates and stuff. Obviously, you need an ADS from Jaeger. But yeah, that's this site. I think this is my favorite site to play, I think, on this map. I think it's really strong. I don't think people lose it very often. You can make lines of sight to cover the window or the hop in as well from here if you want to. So you can hold that window. Just bear in mind it means that they can also hold this side as well, so just think about if you do that. Don't reinforce it though. But yeah, and also the other thing is, if you lose the lobby control here, let's just say you've used your C4 Like, it's not killed the Monty, and you're like, oh no, oh, well, what do I do now? I can't keep peeking this because there's like a glass holding me from here. Don't forget, you can just rotate upstairs and go and play above if you need to. Like, leave bathroom if you have to. If you know upstairs clear and it's like a 1v2 or a 2v1, or well, get upstairs, because this is a much easier place to hold this from. I mean, look at that angle there. It's a much easier and safer place to hold it from than being in the bathroom, so get upstairs if you have to. Yeah, so that's Circle Desk and Piano. Right, then onto the split site on Consulate, which is everyone's like least favorite most of the time. However, if you've got a 5-stack who know what they're doing, this site is definitely the strongest on the map, in my opinion. However, if you've got, you know, your solo queuing or you've got just a couple of people, this site is terribly easy to attack unless the defenders know what they're doing. So, but we've got reinforcements upstairs and downstairs here, but let's go through the 9 reinforcements first. So, firstly, the hatch here is reinforced. Leave that one unreinforced. So you've got one over on the hatch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got 4 downstairs, just all on the back cafe wall. I don't know why I feel the need to melee them. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now there is an argument to do these 2 as well, and you would have to sacrifice another wall to do these 2, but I don't mind not doing those. I'll sometimes make a rotate there myself, but we'll come on to that in a second. When it comes to upstairs, we want one rotate here. Like so. And that's pretty much it for here. You can make the odd line of sight, but you don't really need to. It's just certainly not on the floor below, because the whole point of this floor, this hold, is going to be pretty much abandoning this floor. Anyone who plays in this room has got a death wish, because all of the attack comes from the window there, comes from the door here, it's going to come from the admin above, and this room is a nightmare to play in. You're also going to get some pushes from the back here as well, so it's not a good place to play. However, all this floor in this room is soft, and obviously you can plant on surfaces like this, you can plant on surfaces like this. However, this is where if you're defending this site, you have to work together. There has to be at least 2 C4s below, at least 2 C4s, and you need to be knocking around in this area downstairs. So let's just go through the rotates downstairs, and then we'll talk about where things go. So one rotate here, and then another one into the office here. You can have one out the side of here as well if you want to, just for easy coming and going. So this room here is not an exact print, but not far off being very close to what the Taller's room looks like above. So you've got an idea of where they are within the room. You know that that's going to be a sort of similar layout to what we've got below here. But it's imperative that if you're defending this site, that you've got C4s, or at least 2 or 3. I think 3, but at least 2 C4s ready to be thrown up onto the ceiling when the plant's going down. That's why we're playing Pulse. Obviously, you're just like this all the time, looking for the plant. Don't waste your C4s trying to get a lucky kill at the start of the round. The C4s have to be used to stop the plant. Because have to be used to stop the plant. Is that right? I feel like I said that wrong there. Obviously, you can run upstairs. Oh, by the way, make sure this rotate is clean here, by the way. Because a lot of the time, you're going to get people planting here. So you want to be able to come in clean. You don't want to have to like be going all the way out like I just did then. How that wasn't clean on the rotate. You don't want to be coming out all the way here. You want to get in like right tight, and you can take cover behind this cabinet if you need to. The plant is going to go down here a lot of the time. Or try to. So yeah, there's not a massive amount to say about the site really. Most of the defenders are going to be downstairs in archives. You're going to absolutely got to hold the push from garage, which is why we've reinforced this. You can put a rotate, like I said earlier, here, and which will enable you then to hold from this angle if you need to onto yellow and then run back across. Obviously watch the cross on the door as you go. Don't use a shotgun at that range. Yeah, that's a minimum in here for me. If you want to then put reinforcements on these 2, obviously you're going to have to sacrifice one somewhere. I'd probably recommend sacrificing that one if you had to sacrifice one there. Definitely reinforce this hatch, by the way, because it's a common rush. Obviously, to get into this hatch, they've got to run all the way across or come through the window, so it's not a rush or as easy a rush. I also like opening this or leaving it soft so defenders can open it if they need to late round. If you're upstairs and your teammates downstairs have died, and obviously your only way down is going to be through the hatch, and at least you can try and take the side back then. You're not going to come down spiral or come down Visa stairs. That's pretty much all there is. It's key to play below here. It's the only way you're going to hold it. You've got to have, again, I repeat myself, but 2 C4s minimum, a Pulse, an Echo, a Valkyrie, as much information as you can that's going to be housed within this room up here, this here. Maybe an Echo drone up here or up in there. You need the information on where the plant's going down to be able to get the C4 off. But yeah, it's a case of holding below and yeah, making the C4 do the work. So there we have it. That's how I defend Consulate and how a lot of people defend Consulate. That's the sort of default setup, so to speak. I think it's a decent map. I don't get me wrong, I don't want to play it 5 times a night. I want to play it maybe once, twice, most a night. But I still think it's a fun map. There's a lot of windows which can cause defenders problems. And if a decent attacking side knows what they're doing, I would say it's a more of an attacker-sided map. Just a massive thank you to everyone who watches these videos and keeps on supporting me and liking the videos and commenting and subscribing and all that good stuff. I really appreciate everyone, obviously, thank you. But other than that, I'll see you next time. Cheers!